There's a caller on line 2.
Oh, shit. Thank you. Go wake up hotline. What's the damage?
Hey, Trice. I just found out my best friend has been talking badly about me with this group of mean girls. A mutual friend told me. I don't know if I should confront her or just ignore it. I'm scared to lose her because we've been friends for so long, but I just don't know.
Oh, girl. I'm going to tell you this so you don't end up betraying yourself trying to keep someone else the same way that I did. Because all it took was one singular sentence to make me question my entire friendship with this person. I'm not trying to expose her, so we're going to call her Betty. I met Betty when I was in kindergarten, and from that moment on, genuinely, we were inseparable. At first, it took my family a little bit of time to warm up to her because I don't know if you've ever met anybody with African parents, have you?
I think 1 or 2, maybe.
Yeah, so you definitely know that African parents are pretty strict. They don't go around just trusting anybody, even if that means controlling them for their entire lives.
Wait, seriously?
No, I'm literally not kidding, girl. If my mom had the opportunity to control me until I was like 47 years old, she absolutely would. She could keep me locked up in a dungeon in her house, she absolutely would. So every single friend that I made at school, I wasn't really fully friends with them because my mom would never let me go hang out at their house. This girl, Betty, I was allowed to do that with her. But seriously, once she earned my mom's trust, the rest was history. We would do everything together. We sat together every day at lunch. Every weekend, I was at her house. Every family dinner, I would get the invite. Like, we were quite literally inseparable. And when you get close with someone like that, you don't even have to question whether or not they would have your back. It's almost like a given, like an invisible contract, you know?
Oh my god, yes, exactly. That's why I was shocked about my friend.
And Betty never gave me a reason to ever doubt her. But fast forward to 7th grade, in comes this new guy. We'll call him Logan. He immediately took a liking to my best friend, Betty. And before you even accused me of being jealous, I promise you I was not. I was actually genuinely excited because she had never had a boyfriend, I had never had a boyfriend, and now I get to live vicariously through my friend who's about to have a boyfriend. Like, that's so cool. It felt like I was gonna have a new built-in bestie by association. That's how it was for us all throughout 7th and 8th grade, but then we all moved along to a high school. Each grade was about to like triple in size compared to what we had in middle school. So you can only imagine. New guys, new girls, more drama. This person's dating this person. That person was flirting with that one. You know what I mean. As soon as we got to high school and we were getting introduced to all of these new people, Logan started having wandering eyes. It felt like every other week I was getting a phone call from Betty saying like, why is he doing this to me? Like, why is he flirting with other people? It was her first real relationship and he's dragging her ass through the ringer. And I'm standing idly by not knowing what to do. And like I mentioned before, when you're close with someone like that, I have your back, you have mine. So I'm, of course, telling her, oh, you deserve better. You don't have to settle for this. But every time she would come to me for advice and I would give it and tell her, like, maybe you should walk away, she would just continue to go back to him. Well, I guess one of these times where she was getting advice from me, Logan ended up seeing some of the text messages that I sent to her and he was not happy. Suddenly, I became his enemy. All those memories that we had, all the keying we did, it went right out the window because I was a villain in his eyes. I was apparently the one ruining his relationship, even though he's the one who couldn't keep it in his pants. Isn't it so funny when people make shitty-ass choices, and then instead of just accepting the consequences that come with them, they find anyone possible to blame besides themselves? Crazy.
What the hell? That's wild.
Yeah, I was bewildered by it too. Anyway, so this went on for a little bit, and every time she would send me the conversations of text between them, until one day she sends me this conversation, and I'm reading through it, and all of a sudden I see that they're talking about me. He's mad at me. She had said something along the lines of, Patrice told me that I need to walk away from you, like this is too much, I'm tired of this Logan. And you know what Logan responded back to her?
Oh god, what did he say?
Logan was literally like, why are you even listening to that ugly nigga gorilla? She hasn't even ever been in a relationship. What does she know about our relationship?
Oh my god, what?
No, yeah, he said that. Well, the last message in the screenshot said something like, oh, she's my best friend, she's just looking out for me, like, you shouldn't be mad at her, blah, 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 blah. And I just waited and waited, hoping that maybe the next screenshot would come through of her defending me, standing up for me, calling him out for calling me out my name, but it never came.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry, Trice.
Don't be sorry for me. It's okay. I'm not gonna lie though, I definitely felt sorry for myself after the fact because I thought that maybe I did something wrong. I thought maybe I was being too sensitive about it. Like maybe it wasn't that deep. Obviously it is. Like racism is unacceptable no matter who it's coming from or what context it's in, but my best friend made me feel like it wasn't that big of a deal, so then maybe it wasn't, you know?
That's so terrible.
No, that's not the most terrible part. The terrible part was I wasn't even hung up on the fact that he was racist towards me or called me a gorilla. I was hung up on the fact that he called me ugly. Now don't get me wrong, I'm not the prettiest thing to walk the planet, but calling me ugly, that's just a damn lie. So what, you're gonna be a racist, a cheater, and a liar? Pick a damn struggle.
Wait, so what did you do after? Did you stop being her friend?
No, I didn't even stop being friends with her because honestly, I wasn't mad at her then and I'm still not mad at her now. We were 14 years old. And obviously being young isn't an excuse for allowing that kind of behavior, but when people are in love, they tend to do stupid ass shit. But it taught me something really important because for the longest time, I believed the longer you knew someone, the more loyal they would be, the more they would have your back unconditionally. But that's not true. Real loyalty is a person knowing that protecting you or standing up for you may cost them, but still choosing to do it anyway because they know that you would do the same thing for them. So girl, if she's carrying your name around in rooms you're not even in and talking shit about you behind your back, it doesn't necessarily mean that she's an evil person, but it does mean that she's not the safe space that you thought she was. So I'm not telling you that you're obligated to cut her off or make this dramatic exit out of her life, but I am asking you to take a step back. Picture yourself in 5 years. What kind of people do you want to be surrounded by? Someone where you have to constantly question whether the loyalty is reciprocated? Or would you rather be surrounded by people who hold you to the highest regard? Who defend your name in the rooms that you're not even in? I genuinely used to think that having a lot of friends was better. That having a lot of people around me at all times made me cooler. But the smaller my circle has gotten, the more peace I've felt. Not constantly worrying if I'm being stabbed in the back. Not having to pick and choose what I tell them in case they go run and tell it to someone else and paint me in a bad light. Not knowing what version of them I'm gonna get when we're in a group setting. All of those things weigh on a person. It makes you move differently in friendships because you were taught that you can't trust people because you're surrounding yourself by people you really cannot trust. Even if they once presented themselves as the most kindest, funniest, easiest person to be around, none of that matters if they don't even show up for you in the moments where it really counts.
Damn, you're so right.
But I'm happy you called and I was able to tell you this because if I could save someone else from the emotional whiplash that I went through for years, I would rather do that.
Thank you so much, Trice.
Of course. Call back anytime, girl. Bye. At the end of the day, loyalty is earned, but sometimes even if you do the most to earn it, it doesn't mean it's always going to be returned back to you. It doesn't matter how much of a ride or die you are. Not everyone will be willing to go to battle for you, and that's okay. You get to decide if that's the kind of friendship you want or not.